Good afternoon. Good morning. Afternoon. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. So, dito na pala. Okay. So, uh, agenda natin for today is number one, we will be doing the post-test ratio ng ating midterm examinations. Another is uh, we will start with the lecture ng finals. Okay? Kasi po, uh, meron tayong application na gagamitin just like yung na-send kong video last time. So it will be used. And then I will be asking you to register doon sa ating application or doon sa software para po magamit natin siya later. So I'll be teaching you next week or next week on how to do it or ano yung mga functions ng actually that's a hospital information system. Hindi ko pa lang siya agad tinuro kasi nga or ginamit because yung topic natin ng hospital information system is final. So, gusto ko muna kayong i-introduce doon sa mismong topic na yun bago tayo maggamit talaga ng system na yun. Okay, so ngayong araw, I will be asking you na mag-register muna. Just like yung A, nagre-register na sila ngayon doon sa system para nandun na sila kasi may section yun. So, andun kayo lahat sa system dapat by the end of the day. So, mamaya tuturo ko yung mga dapat gawin. So, may tutorial, meron kasing mga dapat i-enter, tsaka yung site para doon. So, isi-send ko siya mamaya. So, ngayon, unahin muna natin yung dapat natin gawin or i-lecture. Okay, so mamaya, bago tayo matapos, tuturo ko yung mga dapat gawin. Okay, so yun po. Agenda natin tatlo. We will do the post-test ratio ng midterm, the start ng kalahati ng lecture natin for finals. And then yung pangatlo, magre-register kayo today doon sa system, doon sa sa recorded video. Okay na, isinend ko. I hope napanood na siya para po may idea tayo kung paano nangyayari or ano nangyayari sa hospital information system. Okay? Sige po. So I'll just remove my face. Ayan. So para po responsive lang tayo. Ayan. Let me share my screen because I'll be sharing with you the exam na ira-rational. Ayan. Audio on tayo. Narinig ako. Wait po. Okay, let me share my screen. Yon. Okay, let's start. So number one, yung exam, medyo challenging yung last part, right? Pero kakaya nyo siya. Okay? So number one, use of which of the following best defines information technology? Of course, information technology is all about using the computers to store and manipulate data. So since information technology tayo ang pinag-uusapan, mostly ang concern po natin dito is the management or total management of a network or ng ating mga data. So it also includes storage or pag-store natin yan sa server. And of course, another is the manipulation or how we edit the information. Okay? So next po natin, number two, computer science primarily deals with which of the following? So letter A, it's the design and study of algorithms and computation. So si computer science, siya yung gumagawa ng lahat or siya yung mas totality. Bakit? Because computer science professionals are persons who design and study algorithms or ano ba yung mga ina-apply nating mathematical algorithm. And of course, the computations that we use for the study. Okay, so sila yung mas nag-program, sila yung nag-aayos niya. Okay, number three, computer technology in medicine mainly improves, of course, letter B, efficiency in managing medical information. So computer technology in our purpose or in medicine is primarily used, okay, in addressing efficiency, 'di ba? Para mapabilis yung trabaho and of course to manage the medical information. So number four, information science is best described as both B and C. So ano ba yung B and C natin? The collection and protection of information. So sa information science, kasama na yung data security, 'di ba? Hindi lang natin siya kinukolekta, pinoprotektahan pa natin yung information kasi lalo sa medicine, ang mga information na meron tayo ay highly confidential. So it may expose the patient's condition or other personal information ng pasyente natin. So it also includes protecting the information. Ano pa? Letter C, the analysis and dissemination of information. We don't only collect and share or we don't only collect and protect the data but of course, inaaral din natin paano ba natin ina-analyze yung data na meron tayo, that's data analysis, and of course, how we disseminate or it's the dissemination of information. So number five, how the two main components of information science are dalawa, theoretical and practical. So pag theoretical, di ba, it's all about understanding, di ba, the information science, all about knowing the definition and others. And of course, yung practical naman, ano yung gamit niya? Paano natin siya ginagamit? Okay? So next po, um, number six, biomedicine is essential in healthcare because it drives medical progress through technology and research. So biomedicine, ang maganda dyan kung ito ay ina-apply in a certain hospital or in a certain area, di ba? So it is an indication that there is a medical progress na because gumagamit na ng gumagamit na ng technology and of course, nag-a-apply ng research, di ba, for that. And then, number seven, healthcare information technology refers to, of course, electronic systems used by health professionals. So, the healthcare information technology po natin, primarily, ito ay tinatawag din hospital information system. These are systems na ginagamit ng health professionals natin or tayo ginagamit natin siya para mapadali or ma-centralize na yung mga information ng pasyente natin. So it addresses as well efficiency. So number 8, the term informatics refers to primarily it is the application of IT to other fields as well. Kasi sabi natin, di ba, ang informatics ay pwedeng gamitin ng kahit anong field or it is a multidisciplinary field. Di ba? So pwede siyang magamit ng kahit saan. Kaya nga sa mga subjects ngayon, kahit sa ibang program, meron silang informatics, may health informatics, may informatics in medicine, may informatics in medical technology, in pharma, di ba? So lahat ng field. Kasi we apply nga ang biomedicine na. So it also includes um, everything or lahat ng department in the hospital. And then, ayan, biomedical informatics applies information system to, of course, sa lahat ng field ng medicine po, ina-apply natin siya. And then, number 10, which factor does not affect medical image quality? So, among the factors or among the choices, it's the bandwidth, di ba? So, ang bandwidth, di ba yan ang nagsasabi kung gaano kabilis o kabagal ang ating network or ang ating internet. So, it will not affect the image quality. Kung mabagal man ang internet, sorry, kung mabagal ang connection or mabilis ang connection, wala siyang kinalaman sa quality ng image mo. Kung mabagal ang network, mabagal ang internet, mahihirapan ka lang mag-send or the dissemination ang kakaroon ng problema. Pero the quality ganun pa rin. Mabagal siya ma-send, oo, pero pag nakarating siya sa dapat niyang puntahan, ganun pa rin yung quality niya. Okay, so of course, the quality, okay, can be affected by yung question number 11, yung contrast, blur, noise, artifact, and distortion. Those are the factors na pwedeng maka-apekto sa medical image quality natin, but not the bandwidth. Okay, so ang bandwidth tatandaan for network function yan or sa transmission natin or sa dissemination ng medical data natin siya makaka-affect. Okay, number 12, medical imaging informatics include all except, of course, holography, animation. So, the MRI, ultrasound, and computed tomography are medical imaging modalities wherein ina-apply na natin ng medical informatics. Okay, so 13, the acquisition gateway, which is one of the pre-medical image processing functions. Okay, digital imaging ensures that image data integrity and automatic delivery to PAC. So, ang ating image acquisition gateway, sinisigurado niya yung integrity. Bakit? Kasi may security measures na rin na ina-apply kay acquisition gateway pala. Okay? So, in digital imaging, it ensures image data integrity. Not only that, napapadali because the image acquisition gateway nakasama na rin dyan si health level 7 which is the messenger, and they assure that automatic after ng acquisition or after ng mga processing methods natin or steps na deliver po ang ating images sa fax kasi siya na yung bahalang mag-send yan to different areas of the hospital identified. Okay, so 14 fax, natanong lang ano daw yung nag-i-stand sa term na fax. It is the picture archiving communication system, letter B. So 15, the DICOM standard is used for image transmission and file format standardization. So of course, ang DICOM natin, it has two purposes, di ba? As network protocol wherein sending images within the radiology department takes place or happens because of that. And then another is file format standardization. So with this one, nagiging standard na yung file format natin, which is a DICOM format. So yun po. So HL7 or the health level 7 or it's the messenger is standard for transferring clinical and administrative data. So it's the messenger. It brings the medical data natin to the different areas or into different different locations. So tandaan, ang HL7 or the health level 7, it does not only transfer medical images, but of course, other information as well, like yung patient data and other administrative data. Okay, so 17, interoperability in medical informatics means, so when you say interoperability, it is the operation or it is the function of the medical informatics. So these are systems, or it means systems can exchange and use information effectively. So ito yung mga system natin, okay? That tells, okay, so ito yung nagpapagana ng ating system, or ito yung nagpapagana or nag-give way para doon sa exchange and sa paggamit natin ng information na mas maayos or more effective. Okay, 18. The main goal of quality evaluation in imaging is to judge if images meet diagnostic standards. Of course, ang quality evaluation, ginagawa natin yan para masigurado natin that that our images na na-create natin ay within the standard or something na mababasa ng doktor or pang-libro, tinatawag natin. So, 19. Coding and decoding are processes used to encrypt and decrypt information. So, tandaan, coding and decoding are steps that we do in programming, okay? Wherein we can encrypt or we can type information or codes, diba? And we can decrypt that or we can decode that. So, coding is very important in programming for us to do the software, diba? Para magawa mga function ng software natin. The 20 naman, a stable system in signal processing means, okay, it is output is bounded for bounded input. So, meaning lang yan, this is applied in programming as well, wherein ang input natin is yung codes na nilalagay natin. Kunyari, may programming language tayo, let's say for example, the Java. The Java as language as networking, as programming software, di ba, we need to input the codes there para mangyari yung command or yung function na gusto natin mangyari. So, ibig sabihin, sabi lang dyan that we need to input the bounded input or ilagay natin, i-code natin yung bounded input because that bounded input means, okay, ang magiging end result niyan is an output na gusto natin or intended natin. Let's say, for example, ang in-input mo or ang nilagay mong code ay ang command doon or ang mangyayari doon dapat ay pag pinlik mo yung or pinindot mo yung enter, mag-next siya. Kunwari PowerPoint, mag-next siya. So, that's the input and the output is yung mag-next dapat. So, dapat kung ano yung in-input mo, dapat yun yung magiging output. Kung ano yung intended input mo, yun yung magiging output. Okay? So, yun. Kung ano yung gusto mo, yun yung mangyayari. Okay? So, 21. Image reconstruction is essential to it converts raw scan into a diagnostic image. So, image reconstruction happens as part of the pre-medical image processing wherein it is now the conversion of electronic images or electronic signals para maging diagnostic signals siya or para maging para maging image na siya or digital image na siya. So, it will be further discussed to you during the CR kasi this happens in the CR reader and of course sa ating mga detectors. So, mas maganda yung explanation nito sa yung image record kapag nasa na tayo, CR. Okay, so 22, the process of background removal as part again of the pre-medical image processing allows isolation of the main subject in an image. Of course, dito, pag na-apply na yung background removal as one of the pre-medical image processing step, talagang magiging outline or lalabas at lilitaw talaga yung main subject natin or the main image that we check. Because yung nare-remove ng background removal step, yung background as well na may kasamang noise. Diba? So, mas napapaganda na image with that purpose. Next. 23. Noise removal techniques improve image quality by reducing unwanted signals because those unwanted signals would only contribute to additional unwanted density. Kaya automatically it is done, diba? As part of the pre-medical image processing. Another na ginagawa is the image compression. So kalagay niyo sa 24, image compression reduces file size by encoding data with fewer bits. So, ito ay ginagawa wherein in-encode yung data or na-encode or na-save yung ating image using fewer bits or pinapalit ka yung memory niya. Okay, kapag nangyayari ito, Okay? Hindi nasisira ang image quality. 25. Filtering in image processing is mainly used to emphasize or remove image picture. So when we do the filtering, it improves the images by it improves the images by removing those signals or things na hindi dapat nandoon. Okay? So we filter that. Kunyari, para lang kayo nag-filter ng mukha. Diba? Kaya tanggalin yung patigyawat. So that is same with our images. So next, image enhancement is performed to, of course, improve visual quality for interpreting. So, of course, we enhance the image as part of our post-medical image processing para masigurado natin ang quality ng image na i-send natin sa doctor para maayos. Okay, so don't forget. Next po, 2D or two-dimensional and three-dimensional. Okay, sorry. Two-dimensional to three-dimensional display algorithms are important because they enable visualization of volumetric data. When you say volumetric data, ito yung data wherein nakikita mo ng buo yung organ. Diba? Three-dimensional images siya. Volume talaga ang nakikita mo. It's very useful to some pathological conditions that we want to examine. So, yun po. So, 28. Ray tracing is a rendering technique used to trace the path of light for a realistic image generation. So ito, ray tracing is done para po makakreate tayo ng three-dimensional images na mukhang real and of course, maganda, madali kang mag-diagnose. Okay, 29, virtual reality or VR technology. Okay, allows users to interact within simulated three-dimensional environment. So virtual reality creates us or enables us to create images that are in 3D format. So next is 30. In network design topology refers to arrangement of connected devices. So tatandaan pag topology or nakita yung topology, tandaan na agad ang word na arrangement. Wala na. Okay, this is all about the arrangement of the devices as connected by wires. It also ensures that there will be, it also helps us to know the workflow. Diba? Kung ano yung workflow, yan yung ayusin natin sa arrangement. 31, ito, medyo ano na yung coming from 31, diba? Medyo challenging na. So, 31, the hospital struggles with image data transfer delay. So, ibig sabihin, ang problema daw is image transfer. Nagkakaroon ng delay, nahihirapan sila mag-send. Nag-send, pero matagal lang. Okay, which standard is most relevant to analyze? So, of course, when it comes to that, so there is delay, there's possibility na may problema sa network. So, since DICOM is at the DICOM is the only choice na network-related, yan yung answer because DICOM is DICOM is transfer parang yan yung networking protocol, baka may problema sa pag-send, kaya nagkakaroon ng delay. So, it's DICOM, pipiliin natin. Unlike yung other choices there, those are file format. Diba? So, hindi siya related. So, 32, if radiology staff cannot access prior exam, kunyari daw kayo, hindi nyo ma-access yung mga dating exam. O yung mga, kunyari, mga exams last month, hindi nyo makita, hindi nyo makita yung mga image. Which system component might be at fault? Ano daw yung mga, ano kaya sa choices yung may problema, diba? Or may problema. So, it's the Packet Archive server because nakasave lahat dyan yung dating exam. Bakit hindi mo siya ma-access? Baka dyan yung problema. Diba? Baka yung interoperability yan or yung connection. Okay, may problema dyan. Okay, so it's archive server tayo versus okay. 33, a technician wants to compare MRI and CT scan in terms of image reconstruction principle. So, tayo daw, kunyari, rati kayo, gusto daw natin i-check or i-compare yung image recon ng MRI and CT scan. Ano daw yung image na makikreate nyo after recon or reconstruction is the multiplanar images or the orthogonal plane images. Diba? So yun yung sagittal, coronal, and axial images natin. Ayan yung mga sine-check natin. Okay? 34, to improve workflow efficiency, what would be the best evaluation step? So, para daw ma-address natin or ma-improve yung workflow natin, di ba? Ano daw yung best evaluation step natin? So, of course, we need to check the workflow. Okay? And kung may mga paulit-ulit or may mga redundant processes tayo sa reset track, pwedeng tanggalin na yung paulit-ulit. Di ba? Ilagay lang sa set track. Always remember to address efficiency, dapat lesser steps na lang. Konti na lang yung steps na kailangan natin. Okay? Next po. 35. A radiologist decides between two compression techniques to preserve diagnostic quality. Ano daw yung dalawa? Technique na i-consider natin. So, of course, we need to evaluate the trade-offs between quality and storage. Natandaan nyo yung compression. We always consider sa compression, di ba, pinapababa natin yung storage or memory file. Ngayon, in doing so, we need to consider the quality. Pag ba pinababa mo yung memory niya, maganda pa rin, di ba na-apektuhan yung quality? Because in compression, you always check as well the storage. Kasi ang main goal mo naman ng compression is to store many images, di ba? And wag mapuno ang ating storage or ang ating server. Di ba? In doing so, you need to consider the quality and the storage. Napalit mo nga. Napalit mo talaga yung memory. Na-preserve nga ba yung storage? Yung nakatanungan dyan. Diba? Baka kasi pagpapalit ay konti lang. Kunyari, from 10 MB, naging 9 MB lang. So, wala din. Diba? So, kailangan mapapalit. Okay? So, 36. When developing an integrated RIS-PAX interface, the designer must create a seamless data exchange workflow. So, seamless ha. Ibig sabihin ng seamless, diretso. Walang tigil-tigil. So, from the HIS, diretso kay RIS hanggang kay PAX. Okay, diretso. Seamless. Meaning, walang steps, walang stop. Diba? Diretso. 37, a team designs a network to support teleradiology. So, teleradiology naman daw ang kailangan ng system. Which architecture best meets the goal? So, in teleradiology, always remember, we do or we apply the distributed client server model. Bakit? Kasi, sa teleradiology, ang doktor ay wala naman sa radiology department. Nasa labas siya. Nasa ibang bansa siya. Nagbabakasyon. So, with that, kailangan ma-establish yung client-server relationship ng device ni doktor para ma-retrieve niya lahat ng babasahin niya. So, you need to establish a good distributed client-server structure sa Telerad. Kaya, okay, maganda naman ang Telerad. So, with Telerad, na-address yan lahat. Okay? So, yun. 38. If medical images appear blurred after enhancement, so yung ating medical image daw, mukhang blurred, diba? What steps should be analyzed first? So, you need to check the filtering parameters na kasi baka may problema sa filtering parameter mo or yung mismong function or tool ng filter mo. Baka pangit siya or hindi siya nakalibrate. Ayun, yun yung i-check natin. So, 39, which action demonstrates application of transformation principles in healthcare data management? So, dito, i-check mo yung transformation. Ano daw yung action wherein na-apply natin yung transformation principles in healthcare data management. So, of course, it's letter A, implementing a system overhaul for higher efficiency. Yan yung pinaka-main na nangyayari. We implement a system overhaul. Okay, so para mas na-address natin yung efficiency, mas napapabilis yung trabaho because of that. Kasi ang goal mo naman in transformation is mapabilis yung trabaho. So, that also make sure that there is a higher efficiency sa radiology. When designing three-dimensional visualization systems, developers must evaluate course, our rendering algorithms. Kasi di ba, we apply rendering algorithms such as yung ating ray tracing. It includes mathematical equations bago mo magawa or bago magkaroon ng ray tracing rendering procedure. And of course, the computational efficiency. You need also to do programming. Di ba? You need to do the IT or the programmer needs to apply some computational or algorithm para mangyari yung efficient workflow. Diba? So yun po. 41, integrating DICOM and HL7 improves data consistency across imaging and clinical systems. Always remember, DICOM is a standard for an image format, and of course, HL7 is a standard for transmission of medical data. So, of course, with that, nagiging consistent siya. Di ba? May consistency na way na pwede mong gamitin ang mga DICOM file mo, okay, across medical facilities because iisa siya, because it is a standard. Okay? 42, in pre-processing, removing noise before image compression primarily affects the diagnostic accuracy. Always remember, in pre-processing, okay, noise removal, okay, is actually increasing the quality of our image. Therefore, kung increase ang quality, mapaganda mo yung image, mas mapapadali yung radiologist na basahin accurately yung image na na-create natin. Okay? 43. A network engineer evaluating data latency focuses on which system aspect. Pag sinabing data latency, that is pagbagal, okay? Pagbagal or totally hindi masend ang images natin. Okay? Latent siya. Mabagal mag-send. Okay? Maybe because of the bandwidth or totally hindi siya na-send. Okay? So, of course, ano bang system aspect siya? It's all about transmission speed. Okay? And protocol efficiency. Okay? 44, to improve interoperability, an institution must adopt standard protocols like DICOM and HL7. Bakit? Bakit? Because interoperability, para ma-improve yan, we need to use those standards na babasahin or talagang ma-apply in healthcare setting. It includes DICOM and HL7. So 45, if PACS administrator wants to ensure workflow integration, they should, okay, para daw tayo, ang PACS administrator or ang ating project, para daw ma-ensure niya na maganda yung integration ng workflow or kunyari apply talaga yung integration ni HIT and PACS. Ano daw yung i-check niya? Okay, of course, bago mangyari yung digitization or biomedicine in the radiology department, the boss, yung mga leaders ng radiology department should do the mapping. Okay, imamap niya muna yung mga radiology tasks. Okay, with facts and risk functions para ma-integrate yan. Sa bandang part magkakaroon ng integration. Anong step, anong workflow magkakaroon ng integration. So, it would ensure efficiency and seamless workflow. 46, designing an enterprise imaging system requires combining medical, technical, and workflow strategy. So, enterprise, that's the IHE workflow model or the integrated healthcare enterprise workflow model. So, kailangan daw natin check muna yung medical kasi we are the hospital the technical approach, of course, paano ba siya nagkakaroon ng pag-integrate, di ba? Paano ba nagkakaroon ng communication between the devices that we have, and of course, the workflow strategy. Pagdating sa workflow strategy, kailangan ma-address natin na mas mapababa or mapabilis, mapakontihan yung steps sa ating workflow. 47, evaluating signal stability involves examining relationship between input and output boundaries. So, para masabi natin that the signal is stable, di ba, or nangyayari talaga yung mga commands natin in programming, we need to ensure that the input and output are connected. Di ba? Kung ano yung in-input mo, in inputting or encoding the codes, it should have an output according to what you want to do or want to happen. Okay? Kaya mahirap ang programming kasi magkamali ka lang ng code, wala na, ulitin mo lahat. Eh, paano kung sobrang haba ng codes para mangyari yung command? So, ulitin mo lahat yun. So, kung wala kang pasensya, mag-radtech ka. Mag-radtech ka ng tayo. Okay? So, 48, a new hospital adopt digital workflow and taking film-based system. So, yung bagong hospital daw, nag-adapt na agad, di ba? Nag-TRDR na. This represents daw transformation in radiological. So, of course, pag meron na or nagkaroon na ng pagbabago, it is a transformation. So, 49, a biomedical informatics researcher comparing VR visualization to 3D rendering demonstrates. So, analytical reasoning of visualization method. So, they analyze, they check on the VR and they analyze the VR visualization and the rendering. Diba? So, it's all about analytical reasoning. Diba? 50, a hospital wants to create a system for simultaneous multi-location image viewing. Meaning, this is the application now we're in. Kakaroon ng access ng monitor in different areas of the hospital. Let's say, for example, sa ER, sa OR, or sa mga wards, magkakaroon na ng mga monitor na connected sa atin. Para pag gusto nilang mag-check ng images, they don't need to go sa ating department para mag-hirap ng film, but they will just need to search doon sa viewing station nila. Okay? So the best approach daw is develop a PACS-based network with distributed workstation. So kailangan may PACS-based network tayo na connected sa distributed workstation. Para pag nag-send to PACS tayo, diretso na yun sa lahat ng network. Okay, para makita na yun ng mga workstations ng mga different areas. Okay, so, ayun. So, may questions po ba? Can you take the chat po? So, we can proceed na rin with our final lecture. Final period lecture. Do we have any questions? Can we take the chat? Pag wala, we will proceed na with the final lecture. Okay, how about the others? Thank you, Bernicia May. Thank you, Ida. Ano na mga questions? Wala na pong question. Break lang tayo, 10 minutes. Okay lang. Ang aking boy, pinagolden. Ina. Okay. Eh, medyo mahaba. Medyo lang naman. Okay. I-break lang tayo 10 minutes. Let's be back at 11:20. Huwag na kayong kumalis. Okay lang naman. Dito lang din ako. Di ako aalis. Pag-mute lang. Okay. 10 minutes po. Okay, good morning. So, let's start na po with our lecture sa ating final period. So, for final period, uh, naririnig naman ako. So, for final period, here's the outline ng mga lectures natin. So, we will be discussing about the practical and clinical medical informatics. So, dito po, I'll be sharing with you some of the machines na ginagamitan na natin or ina-applyan natin na informatics such as the X-ray scanner, CT scan, MRI, NUCMED, and the ultrasound. So next po is we will talk about the computer solution for RIS. So we'll be discussing na yung RIS natin or the Radiology Information System. So we'll discuss there yung computer systems kasi hindi naman tayo makakapag-RIS or hindi tayo makakapag-digitalization without the computers. Open and commercial software for RIS, we will be discuss as well that. Iano natin yan. I-differentiate natin yan. We will also discuss the medical image data communications and networking. Medical image database management system solutions and developments. We'll also discuss network security workflow in radiology. We'll discuss paano nagkakaroon ng security or paano napapangalagaan yung information natin, lalo na sa ibang bansa kasi mas maganda yung security nila. So, workflow, we will, since nag-discuss na tayo ng mga workflow ng Prelim, I'll be sharing with you some of the workflow na lang na ina-apply rin sa ibang hospital. But of course, again, sabi ko nga sa inyo, kapag kayo ay nagtrabaho na, iba-iba ang workflow. Iba-iba, depending on the machine, depending on the resources, and depending on the hospital, di ba? So, iba-iba po yan, iba-iba protocol. So, at least you know the basic ones, and I'll be sharing with you additional lang naman na ginagawa. Okay, but of course, hindi kayo pwede pag nag-intern na kayo sabihin nyo, hindi yan yung naral namin, sir. Palitan, hindi nyo pwedeng palitan ng workflow nila. So, just for you to know, di ba, marami tayong workflow. So, mag-a-add lang tayo. So, dito I'll be discussing with you yung patient-based process. We have also the generic RIS workflow models. And the image data workflow and professional workflow. We have also the integration of RIS workflow into CIS-based hospital process. So sample lang ito, additional workflow that you need to know as well. Okay, another is all about the PAC system. Ito po next week ko na ito i-discuss sa inyo. Okay, kasi right after discussing the PAC system, I'll be showing with you yung function na ginagawa lang natin sa HIS or sa HIS using the system na sinasabi ko sa inyo. So, at least we're right on time in navigating the system. So, ayun, after kasi yan, ituturo ko na sa inyo next week. Yung gagawin nyo, yung activity nyo mismo doon sa ating. The-demo ko sa inyo, then you will do it on your own. Okay? So, yun po. Yan, medical imaging informatics system evaluation and quality assurance. So, of course, though this is more on technical side, but of course, as Radtech, we need to know and identify kung may problema na, and of course, we need to know when there is a problem and what to do. Okay, what is the immediate action na kaya natin gawin as Radtech? So, most of the time, if we identify that there's a problem, tawag agad tayo na help. Okay? Para lang patient care yan. Tawag ng help. Okay? So yun po. And then medical imaging informatics system evaluation and quality assurance. So we need also to do some basic quality assurance in handling information or in handling the workflow that we have. So ituro rin siya natin. Okay, so let's start formally. So practical and clinical medical imaging informatics, we will be using the X-ray scanner, CT scanner. So X-rays are penetrating or highly penetrating ionized radiation. Therefore, X-ray machines are used to take pictures of dense tissue such as bones and teeth. This is because bone absorb more radiation than the less dense of soft tissue. X-ray from a source pass through the body and onto the photographic cassette. So, ito ang X-ray machine, the most common na ina-applyan natin na informatics or digitalization. So, another is the CT scan. A CT scan or computed tomography scan is a medical imaging technique that uses computer process combination of multiple X-ray measurements taken in different angles to produce tomographic images of the body, allowing the user to see inside the body without cutting. So dito, both CT scan and MRI produces us with multiplanar images or yung images na sagittal, axial, tsaka coronal. But of course, they differ on the source or they differ on the electromagnetic energy na ginagamit. Kay computed radiography, sorry, computed tomography, ang ginagamit po natin is X-rays. Okay, X-ray energy or X-ray beam. Kay MRI naman, we are using radio frequency. Okay, and of course, the magnets. Okay, ayan po. So MRI, magnetic resonance imaging, is a medical imaging technique used in radiology to form pictures of the anatomy and the physiological processes of the body. MRI scanners use strong magnetic fields, magnetic field gradients, that's for that direction. In order for us to create multiplanar images, we use the magnetic field gradients and radio waves to generate images of the organs of the body. So, tatanungin kayo yan later on ano yung pinagkaiba ng CT at MRI. They differ with the energy that ginagamit. Okay? So, always remember, the CT scan, we are using X-rays. In MRI, we are using non-ionizing radiation, which is a radio wave or the radio frequencies. Okay? Next, nuclear medicine. So, ang NUCMED naman is a specialized area of radiology that uses very small amounts of radioactive materials or radiopharmaceuticals to examine organ function and structure. So, nuclear medicine imaging is combination of many different disciplines. So, sa NUCMED naman, ang ginagawa dyan, ang pasyente naman dyan ang radioactive. So, sa patient, ini-inject yung radioactive material, nagpupulot ng radiation, and then si patient naman yung naglalabas ng radiation. Ang role ng machine natin dyan, which is the Inger camera or the gamma camera, is to absorb or detect the signals na inilalabas ng pasyente. Okay, dinedetect niya yung mga gamma signals, di ba? Na gagawin niya ngayong picture at makikita na natin sa monitor. Next naman is the ultrasound. An ultrasound scan uses high-frequency sound waves to create images of the inside of the body. So it is suitable for use during pregnancy. Ultrasound scan or sonography are safe because they use sound waves or echoes to make an image instead of radiation. So dito, same thing, we are using non-ionizing radiation in the form of ultrasound. The ultrasound here is actually produces ultrasound wave coming from the crystals na meron dyan. So it will be further explained to you kapag kayo sa ultrasound subject na. So yun. So ito operator dependent siya. So ito talaga yung maghahanap ng ng pathological conditions. So next, computer systems or work. So sa computer solutions for RIS natin, we need computers for us to have or to use the RIS or the Radiology Information System. So, isa sa mga kailangan natin is the workstation and servers. Of workstation because sa workstation natin kinokontrol yung function in the workstation as well. We can do the post-medical image processing procedure or steps natin. So, a computer system is a set of integrated devices that input, output, process, and store data and information. Computer systems are currently built around at least one digital processing device. So there are 5 main hardware components ng computer system natin. It should have an input, processing, storage, output, and communication devices natin, such as the PACS and the DICOM natin. So we have open and commercial software for this. So check natin, ano bang open source? Pag open source, it is a type of computer software in which source code is released under a license which is the copyright holder grants users the rights to use, study, change, and distribute the software to anyone for any purpose. In short, pag open source, libre siya. Okay, pwede mo siyang makita, pwede kang mag-access sa internet ng free, walang bayad. Okay, so open source software may be developed in a collaborative public manner. So with this one, okay, kahit sino pwede gumamit. Unlike itong commercial software naman, it is any software or program that is designed and developed for a licensing or sale for to end users that serves a commercial purpose. So ito binibenta, may bayad naman. So commercial software was once considered to be proprietary software, but now a number of free and open source software applications are licensed or sold to end users. Sometimes may mga commercial software na libre because some of the functions are free. Yung ibang functions niya free. Pero if we want to use yung other functions niya, may bayad na. Kunyari ang ChatGPT. Ang ChatGPT, di ba, pwede niyo siyang magamit libre. Ngayon, if you want a more smarter, gusto niyo ng mas matalinong ChatGPT, you need to purchase, you need to subscribe. Ganun lang din. Okay? So, medical image and data communications and networking. So, DICOM stands for Digital Imaging Communications in Medicine. Primarily, it is the transfer of data within the radiology department. It is also a file format. Okay, or the DTM. It is a standard file format for medical images. So, DICOM is a standard that establishes rules that allow medical images and associated information to be exchanged between imaging equipment from different vendors, computers, and hospitals. So, digital imaging and communications in medicine. Network protocols are widely used for reviewing images and performing primary diagnosis within radiology um, and other imaging departments by means of PAC, which is DICOM, which is a communication standard for medical imaging, is also applied in teleradiology cases. So of course, we send images in a DICOM format sa telerad doctors natin. So where the transfer of patient radiological images is from one location to another for the purposes of interpretation and or consultation is performed. So in teleradiology, professionals belonging to different departments of the hospital, these are the internal professionals. Tandaan lang po, pag internal professional, ito yung mga professional na nagtatrabaho within the within the hospital. Which is yung other naman, the professionals at home or the external professionals communicate with the radiology department. Ito naman yung mga work from home like the doctors na magbabasa or nagte-telerad. Okay, they are the external professionals. So medical image database management system solution and development. So when you say medical image database management or database management system, ito yung mga system natin para magamit natin or magkaroon systems na ginagamit to store images or store data. Ang sample niyan, kunyari, ang ating Google Drive, ang ating Dropbox, yan, those are systems na web-based. Though may mga hardware din pwede. Okay, most retrievals in medical image database systems are based on the patient identification information. So, pag daw tayo nagsisearch or pag gusto natin mag-retrieve ng mga stored data or file sa server natin, we need what we will do is to search using the patient identification. Search natin based sa name. Okay, or sa image modality na ginamit. Kaya ultrasound siya, doon ka sa ultrasound mag-search. Okay, and is defined as the DICOM standard. It is that inclusion of other features can improve the effectiveness of this type of system. So ito, yung network security workflow in radiology. So when it comes to network security, kasi importante po ito. Okay? Itong model na ito, itong sample model na ito ay ina-apply ito sa ibang bansa because they already practice the universal healthcare law wherein may integration na tayo kasi nag-start pa lang sa Philippines. So ito may integration. Let's say for example, may mga pasyente tayo na hindi kayang ma-handle ng hospital because the resources is hindi enough or walang doktor na kayang gumawa. So therefore, ang gagawin dyan, ita-transfer siya sa ibang hospital. Let's say for example, the patient is tignan na sa hospital natin, matagal na, then may record na siya, siyempre na-record na lahat ng ginawa, lahat ng condition niya, etc. Mga lab test, radiology test, nagawa na, siyempre lahat na nasa system ng hospital natin. Ngayon, pag ita-transfer natin siya sa Philippines, may chart tayo. Yung chart, i-endorse mo sa ibang hospital, isusulat mo lahat ng information, ganyan. So, saka lang nila malalaman. Ang pangit doon, pagdating sa security is baka yung papel or baka yung chart ay mahulog or mailapag kung saan, mag-leak yung information ng pasyente. Unlike sa ibang bansa, walang papel. Wala ng papel. So what if, anong mangyayari? Ita-transfer yung pasyente sa ibang hospital, walang papel, pero magkakaroon ng access yung hospital na pagre-refera ng pasyente doon sa unang hospital na pinanggalingan ng pasyente. So from that hospital, ibibigay ng information, so magkaka-access sila kasi isa lang ang system ng lahat ng hospital eh. Okay, so yun po. Ngayon, syempre, in doing so, kung ano lang yung tinransfer, kung sino pasyente lang yung tinransfer, dapat doon lang siya magkakaroon ng access. Diba? Hindi lahat ng pasyente ng pinanggalingang hospital. Okay? So with that, meron tayo nitong model na to. Okay? Para ma-access nung pinanggalingang hospital, yung files ng pasyente, dadaan yan lahat sa internet VPN para magkaroon siya ng access dun sa RIS or sa HIS. Okay? Pero, ang maganda naman, because of the help ng internet VPN or that's the security virtual private network yan. Okay? Hindi lahat ng files or hindi lahat ng information ng hospital ay ma-share. So, ipifilter yan ng internet VPN. Ang makukuha lang ng consulting cardiologist or consulting physician, okay, is yung files ng pasyenteng tinransfer. Okay? So, that's security. Diba? That's security. Para hindi siya kumalat. Okay? Yung ibang files. Kung hindi necessary, yung kailangan, hindi siya ma-share. Kung necessary, bibigyan ng access through the internet VPN at the time na makukuha or magkakaroon na ng access. Okay? So ito naman sample ng mga workflow natin sa radiology. So this is the patient visit process workflow. So it is subdivided into 3. Next starts sa pre-visit, then patient visit and the post-visit. So pag sa pre-visit, it starts with patient check-in. So pupunta muna yung pasyente natin sa information area ng hospital. Then, i-retrieve yung medical information niya or medical record niya kung meron man dati. Kung wala, gagawan siya. And then, itatriage siya. So, sa triaging, naturo naman na yan, di ba, sa patient care nyo. So, dyan malalaman kung anong severity or priority ba yung pasyente sa pagdating sa pag-x-ray or sa pag-attend sa kanya. Next naman natin is the patient visit. I-document na yung patient history niya. Di ba? Siyempre, natatriage siya so makukuha yung history niya. So next is examination and assessment. I-check na yun initially ng mga doktor. Tatanong, check for signs and symptoms kung ano man, and then pagde-develop na ng treatment plan. Diba? Mag-iisip na yung doktor ng ano kaya pwedeng gawin, ano yung gagawin kay patient. Ngayon, sasabihin na ngayon ng doktor, through patient education, ma'am, sir, ito yung naiisip, ito yung possible na nangyari. But before that, we need to run some tests muna. Okay, kaya mag-order na ngayon yung doktor ng laboratory test and x-ray test or diagnostic exam kay patient and magpe-prescribe siya ng gamot kung kunyari meron mang kailangan i-address, kunyari may masakit sa pasyente na kailangan lang ng pain reliever, bibigay niyo yan. And then of course, mag-schedule na yan ng follow-up check. Okay, mag-schedule na yung doktor. Okay, so babalik na lang po kayo next week. Dala nyo na yan next week yung official result nyo. Okay, then sa post-visit naman, sa ibang workflow, sa next na visit, papabayaran. Okay? Pagkuha mo ng resulta, saka mo babayaran yung x-ray. Sa iba naman, bayad muna. Okay, but mostly bayad muna yan. And then after that, review the test results. Then, babasahin na ng doktor, bibigay mo na yan sa patient. And then, i-explain na sa pasyente kung ano nangyari. Ano yung additional, paano yung sakit niya. Another is generic rate work model. So same lang naman to dun sa napag-usapan natin sa generic workflow or sa generic sa risk. So it starts with scheduling or registration up until ma-receive na or magbayad na din and makuha na yung resulta, matapos na yung pasyente. So yun po. Next, we have also the image data workflow and professional workflow. So this is something na pareho sa ating PACS workflow because it has integrations as well. So it starts with it starts with patient registration. Siyempre, lalagay ang information ng pasyente sa information area and then ilalagay sa HISIAN, so hospital information system, and then papapuntahin na siya sa radiology sa doktor niya pala para magpa-check up, and that is where order entry will happen, and then patient will be scheduled for an examination, and then the patient will be done. Okay, may X-ray siya. And then after that, image management and archival. Pupunta yung image natin dyan. And then of course, sa review workstation, i-retrieve ng doctor or radiologist yung images para mabasa niya na. Ayan. So ito naman, another lang din na workflow from patient walk-in, and then after niya ma-scan, dito CT scan ang ginamit, pwede siyang ma-capture yung images through a mobile device or mobile phone, and then pwede rin siya through PACS or RPAC, and then maka-capture din siya through the camera, and then lahat yan ay magpapadala muna sa DICOM because si DICOM ang magdadala yan sa different locations, and then it will go now to the RAD review. So the doctors here is nagbabasa na, and then ta-transcribe na yan ng doktor or ng RadTech as well, and then ipa-finalize yung nabasa, and then ma-access na ngayon ng physician or sino man yung nag-order ng examination report, and then ayan na. So ito naman, integration of this workflow into HIS-based hospital process. So same thing lang din naman to, but this time this is an example workflow for a DEXA scanner or bone densitometer. So dito, start pa rin sa order entry, wherein the order is placed in EMR or the electronic medical record, sa RIS, sa Radiology Information System, and of course sa HIS. Next po natin is yung patient, pupunta na siya sa reception ng radiology department, and then sasabihin niya yung intent niya na may X-ray siya or meron siyang bone densitometer procedure. And then, ang next step naman natin is gagawin sa kanya yung scan. I-scan na siya sa bone densitometer machine. And then, of course, the information will be sent. Okay, yung mga image niya or whatever output na makikreate kay patient will be sent to the bone station. The bone station is the specific name of the server ng ating bone densitometer. So, that's the bone station. So, of course, malalagay dyan ng information, and then, of course, masisend niya rin yan automatically kay EMR, kay RIS or HIS para ma-access siya ng physician. Ngayon, after that, na mapunta sa bone station, i-retrieve ng physician yun para mabasa or ng radiologist natin. Para mabasa niya, okay na, and then masisend yan sa bone station, i-read yan ng physician, and then yung reading niya, ilalagay niya dun sa image, and then masisend ulit yan sa EMR or sa RIS. Para pagbalik ng pasyente sa doktor niya, the ordering physician will just retrieve images from the EMR or the HIS na. Diba? So, no need na bumalik ng pasyente sa radiology. Okay, so that ends. Diba? Ito next week na natin i-discuss. Okay. So before we end this one, do we have any questions? Oh. Do we have any questions? Can I see in the chat box po? May question po. Can I see? Okay, thank you. Wala na daw silang katanungan. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Trisha May. Thank you, Kiza. Thank you, Mangulabnan. Thank you, Faith. Thank you, Honey Rose. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Rog. Thank you. Okay, sige po. Now, sige. Let me remove na this one. Now, okay. I'll be sending. Ngayon, ganito ang gagawin. Dun sa system. I'll be sending na-send ko naman yung tutorial sa inyo, di ba? So, ngayon, para ma-access yun, I'll be sending you the link wherein saan kayo mag-register. You need to register your names as users or as students para ma-access nyo at magawa natin yung activity natin when it comes to using the system. Ngayon, sisend ko ngayon. Okay, sisend ko ngayon. Isisend ko ngayon yung site sa GC o yung website kung saan kayo pwedeng mag-register. The portal itself. Okay, wait lang po. So, GC ko isisend. And listen sa instruction po. Ayaw. Ito po. Ayan. Diyan sa portal, okay, Spit Academy portal, diyan po natin ma-access ang system. Pero bago nyo siya ma-access, tinend ko sa GC natin na RT201. Ngayon, bago nyo siya ma-access, you need to register. So, ilalagay yung information nyo doon as student, blah, blah, blah. And you need to put, mahahanapan kayo doon sa pag-register nyo ng university code. Type yung university code. Ang university code na ilalagay nyo ay WCTQC. Ayan, type ko lang. Ayan. Ngayon, sa university code, ilalagay nyo lang WCT, QC sa dulo yun habang nagre-register kayo sa end part. Ngayon, mag-join kayo sa section. So, para maka-join kayo sa section, kailangan nyo i-enter yung section code natin. The section code, ito isisend ko, 4B TXFB. TXFB, yun ang ilalagay. Ngayon, makikita ninyo makakita kayo ng password doon. Mabibigyan kayo ng temporary password. Pwede nyo baguhin yung password nyo. Yung username nyo, pwede nyo baguhin. Okay? Ngayon, pag na-access nyo, makikita nyo dyan, ma-access nyo yung system mismo, yung hospital information system. Ang tawag dun is the Medcurial. Okay? Medcurial. Okay? All you need to do is to open the URL. Diba? So, basta sa group code, ipapasok nila yung group code ng section natin. Okay? And then, ma-access nyo siya. Okay? Ma-access nyo na yung hospital information system natin. Okay? Ang itsura, niya ganito. Ganito yung magiging itsura yung end result, yung makikita ninyo na system. Ayan. Ngayon, I want you to do a screenshot ng if you already registered as proof na kapag-register kayo. So, the screenshot, syempre, may mga sensitive information kayo doon, you should blur it out. Purahin nyo para hindi ka pumalat or whatever. Kasi that is your information. So, like this one. Send ko yung kay Jay sa sample. Pero papaalam mo na. Okay na. Ngayon, your class president will create a Google Drive, okay, that would that would have the proof na kayo ay nakapag-register na. Okay, na kayo ay nakapag-register na. I-send nyo na lang sa GC. Ngayon, i-check ko siya kung kayo ay naka-register. So, ang kailangan ko sa group chat na ma-upload ay ito. Ito ay proof na kasi na kayo ay nakapag-join. Pag nag-reply. Ito ang kailangan ko. Ayan. Ito ang proof. Ganito, ha? Siyempre, buburahin nyo. Okay, buburahin nyo yung yung mga email address, mobile number. Okay, ang ititira lang is yung name nyo. Okay, yun po. Tapos nakita nyo yung may call this, may bilog na green. Yan, dyan yung mabubuksan yung mismong Medcurial. Yan yung makikita. Ngayon, yung Medcurial po kasi is a total hospital information system. Siya kompleto. Ngayon, yung Medcurial na yon, we, as radiologic technologies, we will have only some, may ano lang tayo dyan, meron lang tayong, meron lang tayong functions na kailangan na dapat matutunan. Yung functions na yon, yun ang ituturo ko sa inyo next week. I-demonstrate ko muna sa inyo, then you will have an activity that you will do it on yourself, with yourself, on your own, sa system. Tapos, ang output, kailangan lang naka-screenshot. Ituturo ko rin lahat ng gagawin next week. Gagawin ko, makapapakita ko sa inyo, then you will do it on yourselves. Okay? Again, kailangan ko lang today is a Google Drive that have those screenshots that as evidence na kayo ay nag-register na. Okay? So you have the university code and we have the you just need to enter your section code. Ayan, yun nandoon. Sinend ko na rin sa GC. Okay? So, ang Google Drive link, isend na lang po dito sa ating GC ng RT2B, RT201. Kuha po, nakuha, may question. Yun lang po muna ang kailangan po. Ayan, may nag-send na. Diba? Binigay niya rin ang kanyang password. I-blur out niyo yung password niyo for your privacy for your privacy, mga kaibigan. Huwag niyong ipakita. Kasi mamaya gamitin ng iba yan. Eh di, pag may ipinagawa ko, i-chinek ko, iba pala yung gumawa, pag-track yung gumawa. Tapos mali-mali, di ba? So, ayusin po, ha? Para ma-assure natin that the output is yours. Diba? So, yun po. Ha? Google Drive, i-blur out, katulad nung sinend ko kay Jay sa A, i-blur out yung mga information sensitive, tapos ilagay na lang sa Google Drive so I can check na kung kayo ay nakapag-register. Okay, so malinaw po, ha? Pag may tanong po ba? Mag-enjoy kayo dito kasi gagawin ko kayong receptionist ng hospital. So, yun to. Tapos pag-uploadin ko kayo ng official report. Tuturuan ko kayo, gagawa ko template. Okay na po. May questions pa po ba? Kailangan ko lang yung Google Drive. Huwag yung direct na i-send. Kasi baka ma-flood yung natin. Yung GC natin. Ha? May questions pa po? None na daw. None. None na po. None. Diba? Ang dami na nagsisend sa katuwa. Ang file name nyo na lang, apelyido nyo, ha? Ay, sorry, ang name nyo. Like ito. Apelyido, surname, first name, then yung BSRT2B. Sorry, hindi rin nila inan. Eh di nalaman ko yung mga passcode. Well, may temporary passcode naman, so you can tama, tinanggal niya rin pala. Tama. Yan, sige, sige po. Yun lang naman. Okay, okay na tayo. Just do it. I need it today. Kailangan ko ngayong araw. Okay, kailangan ko siya ngayong araw. Okay na tayo, guys. Maraming salamat. Wait ko na lang ang drive, ha? Suyo. Salamat. Bye-bye. Thank you po. Thank you. Thank you po. Thank you.